Hello friends! As the sun rises on October 6th, the sky above hums with ancient whispers, of stars and seasons, of numbers and stones, of flowers blooming at the edge of autumn. Today's cosmic forecast is more than a simple horoscope. It's a woven tapestry of Western astrology, the wisdom of the Druids, the timeless patterns of the Vedic Zodiac, the gentle signs of the flower horoscope, the enduring lessons of the stone horoscope, and the subtle vibrations of numerology. So, brew your morning tea, settle into your favorite chair, and let us wander through this day together, sign by sign, story by story. The Western Zodiac, October 6th forecast. Today, the moon is waxing in Capricorn, while the sun continues its steady journey through Libra. This brings a balance of rational earth energy and airy diplomacy, urging us to seek harmony yet stay grounded. Communication, responsibility, and patience will shape the rhythm of your day. After watching, if you'd like to support the channel, click the Thanks button right under this video or use the donation alerts link in the description. Your support really helps me keep creating. And of course, if you enjoy the content, please give it a like and subscribe so you don't miss what's coming next. Thanks so much for being here. Now let's continue. Aries, March 21st to April 19th. This morning greets you not merely with a spark but with a full, glowing ember of determination that feels as if it has been quietly gathering heat during the night, ready to ignite the moment you open your eyes. The Capricorn moon, sturdy and deliberate, rises like a mountain peak in the distance of your mind, asking you to temper that blazing Aries fire with patience and strategy. It is as though the universe has placed one foot on the gas and the other lightly on the brake, and you were asked to steer with a cool head. The air feels charged with purpose, an unspoken understanding that something important wants to be built today, brick by brick, and that your role is to supply the courage and persistence to see it through. You may find yourself pulled in two directions, one part eager to surge ahead without hesitation, the other aware that the road requires careful mapping. These internal voices are not at odds, rather, they are partners, one urging you to dream boldly, the other whispering that lasting success prefers the slower climb. This is not a day to rush contracts, purchases, or declarations. It is a day to set the foundation for what could endure for seasons to come. By mid-morning, the energy shifts subtly, nudging you to reach out to someone whose insight you value, a colleague, perhaps, or a trusted friend. A casual exchange, maybe even a simple remark over coffee, could unlock an idea that shapes the rest of your month. Pay attention to those small sparks. Often it's the offhand comments that reveal hidden doors. Your Druid sign, the birch tree, blesses you with courage. The birch, first to leaf out after a long winter, reminds you that beginnings favor the brave. Its slender white bark speaks of resilience and renewal, qualities you carry naturally yet sometimes forget to honor. When doubt creeps in, picture that tree breaking through late frosted soil, insisting on life. Vedic insight. Your Mars energy is strong. Avoid conflicts. Channel it into exercise or creative work. Mars today thrums like a war drum in your veins, which can be both a gift and a challenge. If left unchecked, this surge could draw you toward arguments over minor issues. Yet if guided, it becomes a powerful source of vitality. A brisk run, a vigorous yoga session, or even an impromptu dance in your living room will ground that restless force. If you create, paint, write, sculpt, expect sharper lines, bolder strokes, a sense of urgency that can be harnessed for art rather than quarrel. Flower sign. The tulip signals adaptability, bend with the winds of circumstance rather than resisting. The tulip, elegant and understated, thrives by yielding to the breeze instead of snapping against it. Its lesson for you today is to remain flexible in plans and expectations. If a meeting shifts, if a loved one's mood veers unexpectedly, bow gently instead of bracing in defiance. There is strength in that graceful adjustment. Stone guardian. Red jasper protects your vitality. Keep a piece of red jasper nearby, a stone known by ancient travelers as a talisman for endurance and courage. Imagine its deep russet hue as a protective ember at your core, shielding you from fatigue and energizing your determination when you feel the urge to quit halfway. Numerology. Today's 5 vibration calls for flexibility. Try not to cling to routine. The number 5 hums like a breeze through open windows, carrying the scent of change and curiosity. It asks you to loosen your grip on rigid schedules and welcome a hint of adventure into your day. Take a different route to work, call an old friend, try a new coffee blend. These small variations can open surprising insights and break patterns that no longer serve you. The day as a whole invites Aries to balance the fire of initiative with the earth of patience, to listen carefully to passing words that may hold meaning, and to remember that the strongest warrior is also the one who knows when to pause and breathe. Taurus, April 20th to May 20th. The Capricorn moon greets you like a steady-handed mentor, nodding approvingly at your reliable nature. Where others feel pushed and pulled by shifting moods, you may sense a rare harmony between the celestial mountain goat and your own grounded bull spirit. This alignment makes October 6th especially fertile for productivity, the kind of day when lists get checked off, plans are mapped clearly, and even chores feel like part of a larger, satisfying order. Financial matters may come to the forefront, not in the form of worry, but as an opportunity to shape your resources wisely. A new investment idea, a savings plan, or the chance to clear lingering debts can all benefit from today's earthy practicality. In the home, you might feel a strong urge to tidy, repair, or rearrange. Such efforts are not mere busywork but acts of care that enhance the sense of sanctuary Taurus cherishes. Yet productivity is not the entire story. As dusk nears, your attention may shift to the emotional landscape of someone close. A friend, partner, or family member could seek your ear, not for solutions but for the comfort of being heard without judgment. Your innate patience becomes a balm, turning an ordinary evening into a quietly meaningful exchange. Druid sign, willow enhances intuition, trust subtle hunches. The willow thrives near water, its roots drinking deep and unseen while its branches sway with the breeze. This tree speaks to your hidden wells of perception, encouraging you to notice the gentle nudges of instinct, an unexplained urge to check on someone, a feeling that a certain choice will bring peace. Today those whispers are worth heeding. Vedic insight. Venus, your ruler, highlights beauty and comfort, creates something aesthetic. Under Venus's soft glow, your senses crave harmony. Whether that means arranging fresh flowers in the kitchen, curating a playlist that soothes, or choosing colors that calm the eye, indulge in small acts that bring grace to your surroundings. Creativity, especially with your hands, feels particularly rewarding now, as though the act of making beauty nourishes you in return. Flower sign, rose reminds you to nurture relationships without thorns of stubbornness. The rose, symbol of love, also carries thorns as a gentle warning. Tenderness grows best when we resist the temptation to cling to old grievances. If a recent misunderstanding lingers between you and another, let today be the day you soften first. Prune away the prickles of pride and water the roots of kindness. Stone guardian, emerald draws in calm and prosperity. Emerald, long treasured by rulers for its serene green depths, acts as a magnet for peace and abundance. Visualize it resting against your heart, steadying your breath and opening space for generosity, whether in finances, forgiveness, or affection. Numerology. The 5 energy asks you to break a small routine, try a new recipe or route. For one who delights in tradition and familiar comfort, the lively pulse of the number the 5th of May feel like a playful nudge to step off the beaten path. Cook a dish you've never tried, explore a different cafe, or rearrange a corner of your living space. This minor adventure could refresh your perspective and even spark new opportunities. For Taurus, October 6th is a day to merge diligence with gentleness, to build tangible progress during daylight hours and then offer the evening as a gift of presence to those you care for. Your steady heart becomes both anchor and compass, guiding you to practical successes and deeper connections. Gemini, May 21st to June 20th. Today's skies challenge your quicksilver mind to focus, as if the heavens themselves have placed a velvet curtain over your usual kaleidoscope of thoughts, slowing the swirl so you can finally see each color distinctly. Gemini often thrives in motion, juggling half a dozen ideas at once, but October 6th invites you to select just one or two and give them the full spotlight. There's a sense of being gently but firmly guided toward discipline, not as a restriction, but as an opportunity to shape scattered sparks into a coherent flame. You may feel the tug of obligations, a project at work that refuses to be rushed, a responsibility at home demanding order before inspiration. These duties could at first feel like tight shoes on your agile spirit, but lean into them with curiosity. They carry the seeds of breakthroughs you've been craving. There is a chance that while completing a routine task, writing a report, folding laundry, preparing a simple meal, your mind will catch a stray glimmer of insight, a puzzle piece sliding perfectly into place after days of evading you. When it comes, capture it immediately. Scribble it on a sticky note, dictate it into your phone. Do not trust the fickle breeze of memory to hold it for you. Communication today hums at a lower, steadier frequency. Encounters with siblings, cousins, or even a neighbor you often pass without much thought may suddenly feel layered with meaning. A casual chat over the fence could lead to information you didn't know you needed, or a heartfelt story shared by a relative might change the way you view an old family memory. Keep your ears open. The mundane may prove to be the oracle. Druid sign. Hawthorn lends charm and wit. Be mindful not to gossip. The hawthorn tree, with its delicate blossoms hiding sharp thorns, is a fitting emblem for Gemini's silver tongue. Today, it gifts you extra eloquence, making your words magnetic, your jokes a bit sharper, your observations especially quick. Yet the thorns remind you that wit can wound if wielded carelessly. It is tempting, especially under the breezy energy of a number 5 day, to slip into playful gossip or satire at another's expense. Resist that urge. Let your charm heal and entertain, not prick. Vedic insight. Mercury's placement encourages study, excellent for exams or research. Mercury, your ruling planet, stands in a supportive position, lending clarity to analysis and an uncharacteristic patience to details. If you have postponed reviewing for a test, refining a presentation, or diving into research for a passion project, this is the perfect day to make real headway. The usual Gemini tendency to skim and flit will be softened. Even a normally dull subject could suddenly feel engaging. Flower sign. Lavender soothes your nerves. Take time to breathe deeply. The fragrance of lavender, whether from an actual sprig, a candle, or even a memory of a summer field, serves as a gentle anchor today. Your mind's high gear can sometimes translate into physical restlessness, tapping fingers, bouncing knees, shallow breaths. Consciously inhale slowly, perhaps during a quiet moment near a window, and let the calming aura of lavender remind you that focus also grows in stillness. Stone guardian. Agate steadies scattered energy. Carrying or simply imagining a smooth piece of agate can be surprisingly effective for centering. Agate's layered bands mirror the layered nature of your thoughts, and its slow-forming, earthbound character balances the rapid-fire air of Gemini. Visualize it as a stone that gathers your mental fragments, gently pressing them into a single, steady pulse. Numerology. The 5 vibe inspires travel plans, even if only virtual. The number 5 brings the urge for movement, exploration, and variety, a siren call for a sign already fond of roaming. While your duties today may keep you tethered physically, you can still indulge your wanderlust by planning a future trip, browsing foreign recipes, exploring maps online, or engaging in a conversation with someone from a distant place. This satisfies the Gemini craving for novelty without pulling you away from the focus required in the present moment. Overall, October 6th encourages Gemini to embrace an unusual dance. Slow down in your actions so that your mind's agility becomes a tool rather than a distraction. Savor unexpected wisdom from familiar faces, and nurture the dream of journeys to come, even if they begin only with a bookmarked destination on your browser tonight. Cancer, June 21st to July 22nd. The Capricorn moon opposes your tender heart today, rising across the zodiac like a stern but caring mentor reminding you that your feelings, while precious, cannot always steer the ship alone. This lunar stance may stir a quiet introspection from the moment you wake, as if you sense an invisible tide drawing your attention inward to the waters of your closest bonds. Questions about trust, commitment, and mutual understanding might bubble up unbidden. Throughout the day, you could encounter a moment, perhaps triggered by a small misunderstanding with a partner, a coworker, or even a friend, where you feel the urge to retreat into your shell for protection. The stars advise a different path. Rather than withdrawing or defending yourself, lean gently into the conversation. Respond with softness, acknowledge the other person's feelings, and share your own without layering them in blame. A single kind phrase, spoken sincerely, may dissolve the tension that 100 arguments would otherwise inflame. If you give yourself permission to ride these emotional waves instead of resisting them, you may discover by evening a sense of deeper connection, an earned harmony born not from avoiding conflict but from moving through it with grace. As night settles, you are likely to feel a quiet pride in the day's growth, as though an unseen knot has been untangled. Druid sign: oak strengthens resilience, lean into your roots. The oak, ancient and enduring, reminds you of the power of stability during emotional storms. Its mighty branches stretch skyward, yet its strength lies in the vast roots anchoring it unseen. Draw inspiration from that groundedness. Remember the family traditions, personal values, and lifelong friendships that continue to support you no matter how unsettled a single day may feel. Vedic insight: the moon's placement highlights family obligations. Balance them with self-care. As Cancer is ruled by the moon, its current position speaks directly to your experience. Today you may feel heightened responsibility for loved ones, perhaps a chore for a parent, a favor for a sibling, or a late-night call to soothe a friend. While these gestures reflect your nurturing soul, be mindful of your limits. Devotion loses its power if it depletes your reserves. A brief pause to rest or meditate between tasks will keep your giving heart replenished. Flower sign: water lily reminds you that still waters hold wisdom. The water lily floats serenely, petals open to the sunlight while its roots reach deep into the hidden mud below. It teaches that calm on the surface does not mean shallowness, it often signals profound inner strength. In moments of frustration today, picture that image: a bloom poised effortlessly on the water's face, quietly nourished by unseen depths. Allow that vision to guide you toward measured, thoughtful reactions. Stone guardian: moonstone enhances emotional understanding. Moonstone, shimmering with pearly light, is a fitting ally for your sign. If emotions feel tangled or overwhelming, imagine holding this stone in your palm, its soft glow illuminating the shadows of doubt and fear. Its symbolism encourages you to trust your intuitive knowing while still welcoming reasoned dialogue, blending heart and mind into a calmer whole. Numerology: the 5 number suggests letting go of one outdated worry. Free yourself. The universal energy of 5 whispers of liberation. For you, Cancer, this may mean identifying a specific anxiety you've carried too long, perhaps a lingering regret, an old family tension, or a fear of repeating past mistakes. Acknowledge it kindly, thank it for whatever lesson it once offered, and then let it drift away like a paper boat on receding tide. On this October 6th, you are called to embrace both your softness and your sturdiness, to allow feelings their flow yet stand rooted like the oak, to honor family bonds without neglecting your own need for rest, and to finish the day lighter by releasing a single unnecessary burden. In doing so, you'll find that even under Capricorn's stern gaze, your caring nature remains your greatest strength. Leo, July 23rd to August 22nd. Your regal warmth meets a more pragmatic mood today, as though the usual golden glow of your charisma has taken on the steadiness of candlelight rather than the flare of a spotlight. The day's energy feels practical, grounded, requesting of you not the grandeur of sweeping gestures, but the quiet dignity of someone who knows their worth even when the stage lights are dimmed. This is a day to let your actions, more than your dramatic flair, prove your strength. Work projects or professional tasks step forward, demanding attention to detail over spectacle. You might notice how tempting it is to charm your way through a negotiation or to dazzle colleagues with vision, yet the Capricorn influence asks instead for checklists, precise communication, and follow-through. Think of it as the difference between directing a show and building the stage itself. Both are essential, but today the hammer and nails take precedence over the applause. Yet, amid all this practical energy, the universe sprinkles in a brief but meaningful gift, a compliment that arrives from an unexpected direction, perhaps a coworker you assumed barely noticed your efforts, or a casual acquaintance who admires your perseverance more than you realized. This small moment of recognition may feel like sunlight breaking through a cloudy afternoon, reminding you that your presence uplifts others even when you're too focused on tasks to notice. Druid sign: holly shields against envy, stay centered in generosity. The holly, evergreen even in the harshest winter, symbolizes protection from jealousy and ill will. Your natural radiance can sometimes spark envy in others, though you rarely intend it. The holly's lesson today is to let your generous spirit be your shield. Offer praise before it's asked for, share credit when it's due, and allow your warmth to dissolve any tension before it takes root. Think of the glossy holly leaves, beautiful, but with an edge of defense that doesn't harm unless provoked. Vedic insight: the sun encourages leadership, guide rather than command. The sun, your ruling luminary, stands strong in its message. True authority doesn't need to roar. If you're asked to take charge of a group decision, a team project, or even a household plan, step forward with a steady hand and an open heart. Leadership today is about creating a sense of belonging and purpose, not about issuing orders. When you guide by example, patient, clear, and fair, you inspire loyalty far more powerful than any demand. Flower sign: marigold sparks creativity, brighten your workspace with color. The marigold, with its golden orange cheer, carries an energy of optimism that resonates with your fiery nature. Introducing this flower, or even its vibrant hue, into your environment today can stimulate creativity where routines have dulled inspiration. A small vase on your desk, a burst of color in your outfit, or even a marigold-scented candle may serve as a subtle reminder that joy fuels imagination more than pressure ever can. Stone guardian: tiger's eye supports wise decision-making. Tiger's eye, with its shimmering bands that seem to hold light within, represents courage tempered by foresight. Keep it near when weighing choices today. It will remind you to balance boldness with prudence. The stone's shifting luster mirrors your need to see situations from multiple angles before deciding. Trust its quiet wisdom to nudge you away from impulsive leaps and toward strategic moves that build lasting success. Numerology: the 5 frequency invites a playful change. Add music to your evening routine. The lively vibration of the number 5 urges you to break monotony with a spark of playfulness. After a day of serious tasks, lift the mood by infusing music into your evening. Dance while preparing dinner, play a song you loved as a teenager, or explore a new genre entirely. This simple, spirited shift can release stress and renew your creative spark, reminding you that joy is as vital to progress as discipline. October 6th asks Leo to exchange the roar for the measured voice of a mentor, to discover dignity in detail work, and to trust that even modest gestures of kindness and good humor will shine brighter than any spotlight. Virgo, August 23rd to September 22nd. Practicality reigns supreme, your natural realm, making October 6th feel like a day designed with Virgo precision in mind. The morning greets you with a quiet sense of readiness, as though each tool you need, whether physical or mental, is lined up neatly on your workbench awaiting your capable hands. This is a day to savor progress, not as a frantic rush to completion but as a series of satisfying steps taken with care. Tasks that require organizing, editing, or systematic planning align seamlessly with your current rhythm. Whether you're sorting files, refining a written piece, balancing accounts, or finally tackling that drawer you've been avoiding, the work feels less like a chore and more like restoring harmony to a living space or a mind cluttered with too many loose threads. Your attention to detail, often underappreciated by others, becomes your superpower today. You may spot a critical error in a document, notice a misplaced decimal that saves a financial misstep, or streamline a process that no one else thought to adjust. These small but meaningful victories boost your confidence, proving again that excellence is often found in subtleties. Health routines reveal encouraging progress, perhaps a hint of increased stamina from recent workouts, steadier sleep patterns after dietary adjustments, or the simple satisfaction of keeping a promise you made to yourself weeks ago. This is not the day for drastic new measures. Instead, it's a day to recognize and reinforce the healthy patterns already in place. Druid sign, hazel sharpens intellect, perfect for problem solving. The hazel tree has long been associated with wisdom and quick thinking, both of which you'll find heightened today. Problems that recently felt like locked doors may now open with the key of logic, or perhaps through a surprising creative insight that feels as though it arrived from nowhere. Trust your analytical mind, but also listen for those intuitive nudges. They're part of Hazel's gift. Vedic insight. Mercury aids in paperwork. Handle administrative details with grace. Mercury, your ruling planet, shines favorably on all tasks involving communication, record-keeping, and structured thinking. That email backlog you've dreaded tackling may suddenly shrink under your focused attention. Bureaucratic forms, budgeting spreadsheets, even the fine print on contracts, all benefit from your clear eye and patient approach today. Flower sign. Morning glory tells you it's never too late to bloom. The morning glory's tender vines climb persistently toward light, offering delicate blossoms often overlooked in their modesty. Its message to you is both gentle and profound. Growth and renewal remain possible at any stage. Whether it's reviving a neglected hobby, starting a fitness plan after a pause, or reaching out to reconnect with an old friend, know that beginnings are always available if you're willing to nurture them. Stone guardian. Sapphire heightens focus and wisdom. Cool and luminous, the sapphire's blue depths are said to align thought with clarity. Keep it in mind, or in your pocket, if your work requires intense concentration today. Its energy complements your discerning nature, acting as a subtle guide toward wise decisions while quieting mental noise. Numerology. The 5-day suggests rearranging a small corner of your home for freshness. Though often seen as a number of change and movement, 5's playful dynamism can also be channeled into revitalizing your environment. Something as simple as repositioning a chair to catch more sunlight, swapping out desk accessories, or adding a fresh plant to a shelf can shift the energy of your space, sparking new motivation for your ongoing projects. October 6th rewards Virgo for embracing the rhythm of diligent effort, finding satisfaction in fine-tuning details, and discovering that even a slight adjustment, whether to a workspace, a mindset, or a routine, can breathe new life into both your day and your long-term aspirations. Libra, September 23rd to October 22nd. Happy Libra season. The sun in your sign brings charm and clarity, as though a gentle spotlight is turned toward your finest qualities. Your easy grace with people, your eye for symmetry, your instinct to seek fairness even in small exchanges. This solar presence casts a warm glow over your demeanor, softening edges and making your words resonate with sincerity. It's the kind of day when strangers might find themselves smiling back at you without quite knowing why. Yet, even as the sun highlights your gifts, the Capricorn moon whispers its own message. Slow down, weigh each step, let caution guide enthusiasm. This lunar influence feels a bit like a wise teacher urging you to pause before answering, to measure twice before cutting once. It's not here to dim your light but to help you aim it more precisely, so that your energy is not wasted on scattered efforts or impulsive agreements. The search for equilibrium is your natural art, but today it becomes both challenge and reward. You may face choices, perhaps between indulging a social invitation or honoring a quiet need for solitude, or deciding whether to share a personal opinion in a meeting or hold back to observe. These decisions call on your ability to balance heart and reason without tipping into overthinking. Trust that your innate sense of proportion will guide you well, as long as you don't let self-doubt tilt the scales. At some point in the afternoon, an unexpected compliment finds its way to you. Maybe about your appearance, perhaps your kindness, or the way you handled a delicate situation earlier in the week. Though modest in delivery, it strikes a chord, reminding you that the efforts you sometimes consider ordinary can be significant in the eyes of others. Accept it gracefully. Resist the urge to downplay or deflect. This moment of recognition is a quiet affirmation that your presence matters. Druid sign. Vine enhances diplomacy. Mediate gently if tensions arise. The vine, which twines and adapts, mirrors your capacity to connect opposing sides and create harmony where friction simmers. If a conversation around you starts to spark with disagreement, be it among colleagues debating a deadline or family members planning an event, lean into your diplomatic gift. Rather than imposing a verdict, listen intently, echo each perspective, and weave them into a compromise everyone can live with. The vine teaches that flexibility can be stronger than rigidity. Vedic insight: Venus highlights relationships, strengthen a partnership with honest words. Your ruling planet Venus radiates an energy of connection today, offering you a window of clarity in close relationships. If there has been something you've wanted to express, gratitude left unsaid, an apology you've delayed, or even a dream you hope to share, this is the day to speak with gentle candor. Venus supports conversations that deepen trust and intimacy, especially when they arise from a desire to build, not to blame. Flower sign: Daisy calls for innocence and openness, don't overthink a compliment. The daisy, bright and unpretentious, carries the message that simple joys are often the most meaningful. When praise comes your way, let it land like sunlight on petals, soft, warming, requiring no analysis. The daisy also suggests approaching new encounters with fresh curiosity. Set aside preconceived judgments and allow people to surprise you with their goodness. Stone guardian: lapis lazuli deepens insight and sincerity. The deep blue of lapis lazuli has, for centuries, been linked with truth and vision. Keeping this stone near you, whether as jewelry or as a keepsake on your desk, can remind you to speak your truth with kindness and to listen for the unspoken truths of others. Its calm energy supports not only clearer self-expression but also genuine understanding of another's perspective. Numerology: the 5 current encourages a bold hairstyle or fashion choice. The lively number 5 brings an urge for novelty, a playful desire to reinvent a small part of yourself. For Libra, who often delights in aesthetics, this is an invitation to experiment, perhaps by trying a new hairstyle, choosing a daring accessory, or wearing a color you rarely pick. This isn't about vanity, it's about expressing your spirit's readiness for change and keeping life's palette vibrant. Scorpio, October 23rd to November 21st. The day hums with quiet intensity, a low, resonant tone that only you seem to hear beneath the surface of routine events. It feels as though the world moves in its usual patterns, people commuting, emails arriving, clocks ticking, yet you sense hidden stories unfolding in the spaces between. This subtle awareness is your gift and your burden, drawing you to look deeper into motives, histories, and secrets that others might overlook. Work behind the scenes today proves unusually fruitful. Projects that demand discretion, research that requires patience, strategies that depend on careful timing, all benefit from your unwavering focus. Rather than craving attention, you may prefer the shadows where progress can be made quietly, unseen until results are ready to emerge in full. There's a satisfaction in laying strong foundations in silence, knowing that when the moment is right, your efforts will reveal themselves with undeniable strength. Last night's dream may still linger in your thoughts, vivid enough to feel like a message delivered from someplace beyond logic. Perhaps an image keeps replaying, a door opening, a voice calling, a landscape that feels achingly familiar yet unknown. Don't dismiss it as random. Instead, jot it down while the memory remains fresh. Later reflection could reveal connections to your waking life, a decision you're weighing, a feeling you've been suppressing, or even a creative idea trying to find form. Druid sign: elder tree enhances transformation, shed an outdated habit. The elder, with its cycles of blooming and renewal, calls you to release something that no longer supports your growth. This could be as tangible as decluttering a corner of your home or as intangible as letting go of a lingering resentment. The act of release, however small, makes space for new beginnings, something your sign understands deeply, being so attuned to the rhythms of death and rebirth in all forms. Vedic insight: Mars and Ketu stir deep emotions, practice mindfulness before speaking. Mars intensifies passion while Ketu unearths buried memories, together creating a potent mix that can fuel transformation but also quick tempers. Today, you may feel an urge to speak sharply or to confront an issue head-on. Before words leave your lips, pause long enough to measure their weight. A few breaths of mindfulness can mean the difference between a healing conversation and an unnecessary rift. Flower sign: chrysanthemum grants perseverance through challenges. The chrysanthemum blooms even as autumn edges toward winter, symbolizing quiet strength in the face of hardship. Its presence in your forecast today reassures you that endurance will see you through any current trials. Keep this flower in mind as a reminder that lasting growth often happens in the cooler, less celebrated seasons of life. Stone guardian: obsidian shields from negativity. Dark and glassy, obsidian has been valued as both a mirror for inner truths and a protective barrier against harmful energy. If the intensity of the day feels overwhelming, visualize this stone forming a boundary between you and external negativity, allowing you to stay rooted in your own centered calm. Numerology: the 5 suggests exploring a new book or podcast on a mysterious subject. The curiosity stirred by the number 5 aligns with your natural appetite for the hidden and the arcane. Feed your mind's hunger with something unfamiliar yet intriguing, perhaps a historical mystery, an investigative podcast, or a scientific topic that challenges your perspective. This exploration will not only entertain but may also spark fresh insights into your own life's puzzles. October 6th invites Scorpio to honor its gift for depth, to work quietly but powerfully toward its goals, to decipher the whispers of dreams without fear, to discard what has outlived its purpose, and to channel curiosity into wisdom rather than worry. Sagittarius, November 22nd to December 21st. Adventure stirs within you, yet responsibility beckons. Today you may feel that familiar inner tug of war, the part of you that longs to wander, be it a road trip, a new recipe, a daring conversation, clashes with the voice that reminds you of errands, deadlines, and obligations already set in motion. This contrast does not have to be a battle. Think of it instead as a rhythm to your day. Allow yourself to daydream about distant horizons while still anchoring your feet in the tasks before you. A friend's advice might alter weekend plans. Someone you trust, perhaps a longtime confidant or a colleague who's known you just long enough to read your moods, could casually suggest a change of schedule, maybe moving a meeting, postponing a social gathering, or adding an unexpected stop to your itinerary. Listen carefully, for behind their words may lie not only practicality but genuine insight about what you need most right now: rest, fresh air, or simply a new perspective. Your optimism lifts someone's spirits, don't underestimate it. The warmth of your laughter, the sparkle of curiosity in your questions, the way you naturally find humor in the day's small mishaps, these qualities brighten a space even before you realize it. Today, a coworker who's quietly discouraged or a relative feeling overlooked might find themselves buoyed by a single encouraging remark from you. Offer it freely. The ripple of kindness extends further than you imagine. Druid sign: ash tree encourages exploration. Study a new skill today. The ash tree, tall and flexible, is traditionally a symbol of bridges between lands, ideas, even worlds. It urges you to build new connections through learning. You might decide to dive into an online language course, skim through an instructional video about a craft you've always admired, or experiment with a musical instrument gathering dust in the corner. This isn't about mastery, it's about opening your mind's door to fresh possibilities that nourish your adventurous nature. Vedic insight: Jupiter's warmth blesses teaching and learning. Share your wisdom. Jupiter, your guiding planet, casts a generous light over intellectual exchange today. If someone seeks your perspective, whether on a work project, a creative problem, or even advice about a personal crossroad, respond with openness. Your insights, grounded in experience yet delivered with hope, may guide them more than you realize. In turn, remain receptive. A lesson may come from a source you once overlooked, reminding you that wisdom is an endless conversation. Flower sign: carnation calls for loyalty to promises. The carnation, humble yet enduring, speaks of keeping one's word even when enthusiasm wanes. You may find yourself tempted to reschedule a lunch date or delay an agreed upon favor. Today's message is to honor the commitments you've made, especially to those who have quietly relied on your reliability. This steady loyalty strengthens bonds more effectively than grand gestures ever could. Stone Guardian, turquoise boosts honest expression. The blue-green glow of turquoise has long been prized as a talisman for clarity and sincerity. Keeping it close, perhaps as a pendant or a small stone in your pocket, can remind you to speak from the heart without embellishment. If a sensitive conversation arises, the calm energy of turquoise helps you choose words that are both truthful and kind, allowing bridges to form instead of walls. Numerology. The 5-day favors planning a short, spontaneous trip or outing. The lively vibration of number 5 stirs your inner traveler's soul even when schedules seem tight. A spontaneous outing need not be elaborate, perhaps a drive to a scenic overlook, an unplanned detour on your walk home, or an hour at a local museum you've never visited. Such small adventures refresh your spirit, keeping the flame of exploration alive while still respecting current responsibilities. October 6th asks Sagittarius to embrace its dual callings, the desire to roam and the duty to remain present. By weaving discovery into the fabric of responsibility, you find that freedom isn't always a distant horizon, it can bloom in the very midst of ordinary hours. Capricorn, December 22nd to January 19th. The moon in your sign places you in the spotlight. Work or family may seek your guidance. There's an unmistakable clarity about your presence today. Others naturally look to you for direction, sensing that your steadiness can cut through confusion. Whether it's organizing a project timeline at the office or mediating a family discussion about shared duties, your voice carries weight. This visibility isn't a burden but a recognition of your reliability, an opportunity to show that leadership can be firm yet compassionate. Lead with patience rather than pressure. It may be tempting to push for immediate results or to insist on following your well-considered plan without deviation. Yet, the deeper influence of today's moon advises restraint. Instead of demanding, invite cooperation. Instead of issuing orders, offer explanations. This softer approach not only maintains harmony but often proves more effective in eliciting genuine commitment from those around you. Good day to address finances or contracts. Practical matters that usually feel tedious, reviewing an agreement, double-checking a payment plan, negotiating terms, come into sharper focus under the lunar spotlight. You may discover overlooked details or find the perfect words to request a fairer adjustment. The effort you invest now can spare you complications later, ensuring your long-term goals have solid ground to stand on. Druid sign, fir tree grounds determination, slow and steady progress wins. The fir, evergreen even through harsh winters, embodies perseverance and quiet strength. Its message for you today is to trust in gradual progress. Instead of seeking shortcuts or dramatic leaps forward, continue with deliberate steps. A consistent routine, be it in exercise, study, or savings, may feel uneventful day by day but ultimately carves out the path to success. Vedic insight. Saturn highlights duties, prioritize long-term commitments. Saturn, your ruling planet, accentuates the weight of promises and the structure of responsibility. This influence encourages you to set aside fleeting distractions and invest your focus on obligations that carry lasting impact, career growth, family well-being, personal discipline. Saturn's wisdom reminds you that the achievements most worth celebrating often require sustained effort and time. Flower sign. Ivy teaches persistence, keep nurturing your goals. Ivy climbs steadily, clinging to surfaces others might find inhospitable, thriving through patience and resilience. Today it symbolizes your ability to persevere despite delays or minor setbacks. Nurture your goals even if progress feels slow. Small, steady attention, like daily drops of water, can bring life to ambitions that might otherwise wither. Stone Guardian. Garnet amplifies courage in decision-making. The deep red of garnet pulses with vitality and fortitude. Keeping this stone nearby can serve as a tangible reminder to trust your own discernment when choices arise. Whether you're negotiating terms at work or contemplating a personal investment, garnet's symbolic energy supports clear judgment and brave action. Numerology. The 5 vibration nudges you to loosen your schedule for a refreshing walk. While Capricorn often fills every hour with purpose, today's number 5 suggests leaving a pocket of time unscripted, perhaps a midday stroll through a park or a quiet evening walk under the early autumn sky. This simple act of stepping away from structure refreshes both mind and body, often sparking insights that surface only when you're at ease. October 6th calls Capricorn to honor its natural discipline without becoming rigid, to lead by example with empathy, to nurture ambitions with patience, and to remember that even the most dedicated climber benefits from pausing to breathe the crisp air along the way. Aquarius, January 20th to February 18th. Your inventive mind feels restrained by earthy Capricorn influences. Use this to finish ongoing projects. Today begins with a sensation almost foreign to you, as if your quick, electric thoughts have been slowed by an invisible weight, a grounding force drawing you back to earth. Instead of resisting that heaviness, treat it as an ally. This Capricorn steadiness can serve as the anchor you sometimes lack, urging you to revisit unfinished plans, the sketch of an idea that's lingered on your desk for weeks, the paperwork awaiting your signature, the closet half organized but never completed. Let this energy guide you in tying up loose ends. The reward will be a rare sense of accomplishment that frees your mind for new inventions later in the month. An unexpected message could spark curiosity or nostalgia. Midday, you may receive a brief email, a text from a number you recognize yet haven't seen in months, or perhaps even a letter found tucked among your mail. It might contain nothing more than a passing hello, a question about your whereabouts, or a photo that carries you back to a memory you hadn't visited in years. Rather than brushing it aside in your usual rush forward, allow yourself to linger in that moment. This surprising contact could open a door to meaningful reconnection or simply remind you of how far you've traveled since those earlier days. Druid sign. Rowan enhances intuition and foresight. Trust a subtle sign today. The rowan tree, associated with insight and gentle protection, calls you to pay attention to the quieter hints around you. A phrase overheard in a cafe that seems oddly relevant to your situation, a street sign that appears just as you're thinking about someone, a dream fragment that refuses to fade. These are not mere coincidences. Consider them as small guideposts pointing you toward choices you've been hesitant to make. The rowan encourages you to lean on your intuitive flashes, even when logic demands more evidence. Vedic insight. Saturn and Rahu ask for patience with technology. Back up your files. This cosmic pairing may stir up delays in communication devices or bring the sort of glitches that test even your progressive mindset. Perhaps your laptop chooses today for a surprise update, or a phone app refuses to cooperate at the worst possible moment. Rather than succumbing to frustration, prepare by double-checking your backups, saving your work more frequently, and allowing extra time for online tasks. Patience here is more than a virtue. It's a practical shield against avoidable setbacks. Flower sign. Orchid calls for elegance in action. Less is more. The orchid, with its poised grace and subtle colors, offers a message of refined simplicity. Instead of scattering your energy across multiple gestures, whether in your personal style, in decorating your workspace, or in your interactions with others, choose one deliberate, thoughtful action. A single well-chosen phrase of encouragement may comfort a friend more than a stream of hurried texts. One neat, understated accessory can elevate an outfit better than an array of adornments. Stone guardian. Amethyst clears mental clutter. This violet-hued stone has long been prized for its calming influence, believed to settle restless thoughts and encourage clarity. Keep it near you, on your desk, in a pocket, or simply as an image in your mind's eye, whenever you feel your thoughts scattering in too many directions. Imagine its cool light creating a clearing in the forest of your mind where your most inspired ideas can breathe again. Numerology. The 5 hints at reconnecting with an old friend or colleague. The vibrant current of number 5 today awakens your social curiosity, nudging you toward human bridges you may have let lapse. You might scroll past a familiar name on social media or notice a reminder of someone you once collaborated with. Instead of dismissing the thought, reach out. A short message or a quick call could rekindle a valuable connection, bringing new perspective or even future opportunities. October 6th asks Aquarius to honor the balance between vision and discipline, to use this grounded day to close open chapters, to welcome the serendipity of messages from the past, and to trust that elegant simplicity often carries more power than a flurry of unfinished sparks. Pisces, February 19th to March 20th. Gentle Pisces, the Capricorn moon asks for practical steps toward your dreams. Write down actionable goals. The morning arrives carrying a quiet but insistent voice urging you to translate your swirling hopes into something tangible. Dreams, as luminous as they feel in your inner world, can drift away like mist if left unanchored. Begin by choosing just 2 or 3 aspirations that call to you most, whether they involve your creative work, personal growth, or simply improving a daily habit. Write them down, not as distant wishes but as small, doable steps. A phone call to make, an outline to draft, a corner of the room to reorganize. The act of putting pen to paper transforms ethereal longing into an approachable path. Emotional clarity improves later in the day. As evening approaches, you may notice that feelings which seemed entangled or foggy earlier begin to separate and reveal their true shapes. Perhaps a conversation in the afternoon casts new light on a recent misunderstanding, or a quiet walk after sunset allows you to sort through what really matters and what was just the echo of someone else's expectations. Trust that patience will reward you with understanding as the hours pass. Druid sign, Willow lends grace and flexibility. Trust your creative flow. The willow, known for its ability to bend without breaking and for its affinity with water's shifting moods, speaks directly to your artistic and empathic nature. Its message today is to move with life's currents rather than against them. If inspiration leads you to sketch, to hum a melody, to rearrange your living space, follow that impulse without demanding immediate perfection. Creativity, like the willow's branches, often finds its strongest form when allowed to sway naturally. Vedic insight, Jupiter blesses artistic and spiritual pursuits. Paint, meditate, or journal. Under Jupiter's benevolent influence, activities that feed your inner world gain extra richness. Carve out a slice of the day, even a half hour, to sit with a journal and let your thoughts spill freely, to paint without judging the result, or to meditate on an image that soothes your spirit. These practices open channels between your intuitive depths and your waking mind, offering not only relaxation but also flashes of guidance about real-world decisions. Flower sign, Lotus signifies inner peace. Seek quiet water to restore your spirit. The lotus, rising pristine from still ponds, carries the reminder that serenity often springs from calm surroundings. If possible, spend a few minutes near actual water, a lake, a fountain, even a long bath can serve, or simply visualize the reflection of sky on tranquil ripples. Let that image steady your breath and soften any lingering tension. Stone guardian, aquamarine calms the heart and enhances intuition. This pale blue stone, reminiscent of clear tropical seas, is said to soothe frayed emotions and open channels of perception. Keep it close if you're prone to absorbing others' moods or if you feel weighed by your own shifting feelings. Its gentle presence can help you maintain composure in conversations and guide you toward decisions aligned with your deeper intuition. Numerology, the 5 vibration invites you to step outside your comfort zone, say yes to something new. Today's lively number encourages you to loosen the invisible boundary lines that keep you tethered to routine. The opportunity may be small, trying a dish you've never ordered before, attending a local event you'd normally skip, or accepting an invitation that feels slightly outside your usual circle. These simple acts of openness can refresh your perspective and remind you that growth often hides in the unfamiliar. October 6th calls Pisces to blend imagination with practicality, to root delicate aspirations in the soil of written plans, to welcome the evening's clearer emotions, and to remember that gentleness need not mean passivity. Each small, brave yes today becomes a step toward the life you envision.